Mike Murdock. When I was 16, I would walk to school. There was a house behind us. There was a brick house. We all lived, the 7 children lived in a little duplex, two side by side. My father. And I stared at the brick houses, said, where do they get that money? How did they build a house so pretty? Ours wasn't like that. I admired successful people, still do. I said that to Muhammad Ali when we had some time together, how much I admired his cheerfulness, getting ready for a fight. He turned everything into a joke. He made poetry out of them. You'll hit the floor in round 4. If I know who you admire, I know who you're learning from. You don't learn much from someone without admiration. So I began to read every book by billionaires. John Kluge, worth $5 billion. He said he had seen as many people fail from attempting too many things at the same time. They lost their focus. You can try so many projects that you don't stay focused. You can try to do too much. Sam Walton, who left $1 billion each for each of his 5 children. Now they're worth now about $280 billion, the family. But when he died, he left each of his 5 children $1 billion. Have you ever read about his 6 o'clock mornings on Saturday? Have you ever read how he put 6 men, 7, in one motel room called Motel 6 to save money? His son put it this way: Daddy hated spending any money. He went on vacations with the presidents of major countries, and there was a reason for going on those vacations with them. It's fascinating. Ronald Reagan, the most famous president in our time, started his handwritten diary. I read every word he wrote. He said this: it's impossible to overestimate the power of face-to-face conversations. He said, when you're face-to-face with somebody, there's an understanding that's very different than through the telephone. He said, face-to-face, when you want a decision to be made. I could go down the list. Bill Gates' book, Business at the Speed of Thoughts. I was 58 years old when I read it. I'm 77 now. I began to study and read. And he said his goal was a paperless office. That was shocking to me. What do you mean a paperless? I love paper. I love books. What do you mean a paperless office? Changed my whole ministry. I was in the Donald Trump building, huge, beautiful plaza, and beautiful waterfalls. I said, oh, I love this. And the Lord whispered to me, those who have what you don't have know something you don't know. Those who have what you don't have know something you don't know. I read every word Steve Jobs ever said. He's the one that I'm holding an iPhone right now in my hand. He created the iPhone, the iPad, his savings account. It's like 250 millions and millions and millions of dollars. I read about his experience with Xerox Corporation. You're not going to learn billion-dollar ideas from the homeless. Who do you admire and what's the proof? The book, Business at the Speed of Thought. The book, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Claude Bristol's book, The Magic of Thinking Big. Who are you willing to learn from? Who are you able to learn from? Ross Perot was worth $5 billion. I kept one of my jets at Alliance Airport, where his airport was. They asked him, how did you become worth $5 billion? A little short guy, outspoken like Donald Trump. And he says, every morning I walk into my office, I look around and say, what could I do a little bit better? Isaiah 1:17 didn't say pray to be a millionaire. It says learn to do well. Learn to do well. Learn. Learn from who? Who are you willing to learn from? I paid a man $10,000 cash to teach me for 8 hours about one of the 72 laws of God. I paid $10,000 cash, 8 hours. I paid an FBI people. I paid them $1,500 for 8 hours to sit with the FBI agents and know how to ask questions. What they were teaching the FBI was interrogation, how to study an environment for anything out of order. I paid $1,500 for that. Have no regrets. Sometimes one conversation works faster than a prayer. God has stored his secrets in people. God has stored his secrets in people. Father, I'm so stirred tonight to provoke our thinking, to master a passion for learning. Amen. Hope to see you Monday through Friday, 2 times a day, 12 o'clock noon and 5 o'clock on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. 12 and 5 Texas time. I wish you'd send this to somebody. I'm trying to provoke you to think. Those who have what you don't have know something you don't know.